Hey, happy Sunday, y'all. This is MIA with the Sit Down. Hey, everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome to the Sit Down with MIA. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Sit Down with MIA. And yes, I do mean welcome back. I done started this a million times. And a million times I done talked myself clean out of this. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I sounded. My kids told me I was preaching. So every single time I thought I had it, I didn't, but I got it this time, y'all. So I will be coming on here and I will be making a show and I'll be talking about something very informational, beneficial, and informative because I like to keep people informed because I like to be informed. Like I said, I try to do this over and over and over again. I felt like I didn't have what I needed to make this successful. I felt like I needed somebody on the side of me. I felt like I needed somebody cheering me on. But I do know I gotta get my hair done every time. But I just felt like I just wasn't complete. And the whole time I was talking myself out of it, it was so many signs and so many different messages coming from different all over the place. It's not your time. When your time comes, you'll know it's your time. Or don't worry about nobody else's time or your time or why couldn't my time come? Well, my time is here. So here it is. So I waited patiently. And while I was patiently waiting, y'all, I was storing up all kinds of information and picking all kinds of topics to talk about because believe me, I got some shit to talk about. And, I know because I'm old school that a lot of things I talk about are not socially acceptable. So I'm going to be, I'm not going to be cautious, but I am going to be mindful about what I say. Because right now, some of my views and my opinions can be taken offensively. And whereas I don't mean to intentionally offend anybody, this is who I am. And I've been this person for 51 years. And I really feel like it's not fair that I have to change who I am so I don't hurt nobody's feelings because I don't intentionally set out to hurt nobody's feelings. But some things I say are just, they are what they are. Right now, everybody's having a hard time with things being they are. You can't say certain things. You can't, all right. You can't even say, gay. That word is totally offensive now, even though it means happy. Gay has been distorted in so many different ways. There's so many things that you cannot say. And I realize from my children that I can be canceled if I say the wrong thing. If I offend the wrong people. If I use all the old words that I grew up using, like midget, motherfuckers will get offended. You can't say breastfeeding anymore. You can't say, I'm not going to say all the other things that we can't say anymore. But I am mindful now because I don't want to be canceled before I can even get out the box. And what I have realized is cancel culture is a real thing. I used to be upset, y'all. And I'm like, why can't... I used to be upset, because I used to say, my kids always say I'm going to be canceled. And I used to be like, well, why am I going to be canceled? Mom, you can't just say anything. I feel like Archie Bunker sometimes. And y'all young, so a lot of people ain't going to know who Archie Bunker is. Well, Archie Bunker was a white, older... old-fashioned racist. I don't even know if I could say he was racist. I think he was more, I don't know what the word was, but he had a lot of old-fashioned views. I'll just say that. And how he see things, that's, sometimes it's the same way I see things, but I'm not ignorant. I'm not going to just say them because I know it's wrong. And I have children, so they kind of keep me in line with the things that I'm supposed to say and things I'm not supposed to say. But it's weird to me that with these, you could fuck somebody's life up. You could totally fuck up everything they got going on. Because all of this cancel culture thing is real. Not only could you destroy somebody's life, but you have the potential, which is so weird to me. This is so weird to me, y'all. It's so weird. Yeah, y'all use that word. I'm using it. Weird, weird, weird. Cancel culture. Y'all can just, with a few clicks of a buttons, y'all don't even have to beat nobody. Y'all don't even have to exist in this real world. But on social media, you can make all kinds of things relevant and irrelevant. We don't even be taking our power into consideration. But cancel culture is real, y'all. And I don't want to offend nobody. But I want to be able to say what I want to say. I should be able to. I have lived a long time on this earth, and I have seen a lot of things. And I am conforming to all the changes. Don't mean I like them. But what do I have left? That I still can put my words. They're mine. And I should be able to express them without everybody being offended. But in this generation, y'all, with this cancel shit, everybody's so sensitive. Y'all so sensitive. Everybody's so sensitive. And I had to remember that when I was growing up, we were made to be a little bit tougher because the things that we went through were a little bit more extreme. I feel like than y'all are going through. But I don't downplay nobody's struggle, because whatever you're struggling with, it's a real thing and it's valid. That's one of them things. See, y'all, I'm getting better, y'all. I feel like, we put a lot of emphasis on our social sites, and they all aren't bad. I love them. I love my TikTok. And some days I even love Instagram. And my kids tell me that Facebook is for all the old people. And that's fine, because I go on all of them. Not regularly. And that's one of them things, y'all, that I had to work on, being consistent. And I am. I'm here, y'all, every Sunday. 4:00 Sundays. That's what time y'all can come and sit down and watch me. And when y'all watch me, it's going to provoke y'all thoughts. Y'all going to be like, what is this bitch talking about? Yeah, I'm going to be talking about some things that everybody wants to talk about. And sometimes we don't talk about them because we don't want to be canceled, or it makes us uncomfortable, or it makes somebody else uncomfortable. But I'm going to talk about all that shit, whether it be sex, guns, drugs, violence, the kids, the president, the news. I'm going to talk about all that shit. However I feel at that time, that's what I'm going to talk about. And the more and more you sit down and you'll listen to me, you will get to know me, and you'll get to realize that I'm not out here just trying to hurt nobody's feelings, because whatever I say is going to be beneficial to y'all, because I don't really talk about no nonsense, even though I got some in me, and some days I will talk about nonsense, but for the most part, y'all, whatever I tell y'all is going to be beneficial. It's going to be informative, because we all need to be informed about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, that everybody has their own views, and everybody has their own opinions, and everybody has their own perspectives, and I have mine. And when y'all come sit down, maybe mine is the one that y'all need. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm going to talk about everything, like I said. So, I'll say things that maybe y'all wanted to say, or maybe y'all were thinking. And, I just put it out in the air. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because, a lot of things that's going on right now, I don't like. I don't like how these kids run around a fucking muck and tearing shit up. I don't like how we fell off as parents. And I said we, because I'm not singling nobody out. We fell off. Because the way I was raised, if by the God's grace, my kids are respectful. They have manners. They're not out here in these streets just wreaking havoc in the world. You know what I'm saying? They ain't selling no drugs and selling no ass. So those is always good things when you got kids. So I was blessed, because I was out here in these streets, and I forgot a lot of those home lessons when I was out there in them streets, but they're ingrained in me. So I had them, and I took them, and I gave them to my children. And I think that a lot of y'all forgot those life lessons that y'all had growing up, because I had them. And I taught them to my kids, the home rules, the morals, the respect, the cleaning up behind yourselves, and the duties that you have and the responsibilities you have as a family member and playing your part. These are all things that I grew up on. These were all values that I grew up on. People don't have those values no more. And if they have them, they lost. They so far lost right now, because I'm telling you, social media got this world turned on their fucking heads. You know what I'm saying? Social media rules everything from the way we parent, because now it's gentle parenting. And that might not be a bad thing for some people, but some people don't have gentle parent kind of kids. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, social media and this internet thing, y'all, it got the world flipped upside down. When I was growing up, y'all, it was control in the house. You know what? In my culture, we grew up different. In black households, you were told what you were allowed to do. You asked who could come over. You asked, could you go outside? You went, your mother told you if you could talk to somebody on the phone. Y'all talk about we got control issues now. No, those were control issues, but those control issues worked. Those were the control issues that we grew up on. And yeah, we got old enough to be out there in them streets, but when you were growing up, you had rules to follow in your household. That was my cult. My parents canceled my culture when I was growing up. They were the ones that dictated the rules of life. We still could do that, but we busy living our own lives right now and doing all this other stuff, because we just as much on social media as our kids are right now. So if we are on our phones and we taking selfies and, we are, getting all our information from off of there, where is our kids supposed to get their information from? Because I see so many adults scrolling. And all that time you scrolling, that means the kids are scrolling too. We don't have interactions no more. We don't have dinners at home with our families anymore. And everything is fast food. We don't take the time out to be like, you know what? Let's cook and all sit down. Yeah, I can talk all this big shit. You know why? Because I have made different changes. I have did different things. Me and my kids, we sit down. We have, we call them check-ins, where we check on each other to see how we feeling. Maybe this week didn't go well, but if we all sit down together, we can come up with some solutions. We meal prep together. These are all values that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got lost for a minute when I was coming up, because, like I said, I in a household, when I was growing up, we did a lot of family things together. And as time went on, crack came in. So it kind of destroyed our culture. It canceled our culture like really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? So we had to live through that. And I got through it. I lived through it. But it altered our lives tremendously. So I don't know if that's where the disconnect came from with us and how we raised our children. Because before the crack era, my mom, she had her foot in my neck, and so did my grandmom. And that was okay then, you know what I'm saying? And then the crack came in and it just totally sent disconnect wires everywhere. So then the parents fell off. And then they had kids. We young, we having kids now. So we teaching, hopefully, I taught my kids what I learned. But everybody didn't have that luxury, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a luxury to be able to pass down to your children what you got, and it's beneficial, and it's growth, it's progression. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things right now that we have lost focus on, y'all. Family times, you know what I'm saying? And when we see family, we see them at the funerals. We see the families at the once a year, maybe once every 5 year family reunions. We losing each other, y'all. Between us, losing our little parenting force with our children, you know what I'm saying? The younger and younger and younger we became as parents, we wanted to still have our youth, but we had kids now, so we were teetering. We was raising our kids, but we still wanted to party too. So a lot of times our kids got away with a lot of things that we didn't. You know what I'm saying? After I grew up, and I wanted, when I grew up, we were struggling. So I didn't want my kids to have that struggle. And I want y'all to listen to me because I know that this happened to a lot of us. Growing up, I was young. I wanted to make sure my kids had everything I didn't have. So I got out here and I got it. And I showed them that they can have every single thing. And then they like, all right, well, I want it, and I want it, and I want it, and I want it. And as they got older and you keep giving it to them, well, now it's expected. So now they got this expectation that we have taught them, because it's taught. These behaviors are taught. And I don't know if y'all remembering them or not, but these behaviors are taught. So now we taught them to expect the best, but we taught to expect it from us. So now once they couldn't get, that expectation wasn't met, then they were mad. And then the spoiledness came out. So what we did was, they didn't say thank you anymore. It was, I want. So in all of our struggles, we turned our children, and this might sound preachy, we turned our children into entitled, ungrateful, selfish motherfuckers. And now we trying to rein it back, and it's kind of too late, because now they want what they want. And this generation has a thing with instant gratification. They want it yesterday. When I was growing up, I wanted it yesterday too, but I went out there and got it. I ain't wait for somebody to give it to me. And that's the difference. They're entitled. We giving them so much. We giving them everything that we could possibly give them, because we felt like we didn't have enough. So we wanted to make up for everything that we didn't have. We wanted to give it to our kids. And we did. And now they're fucked up. Not all of them, because mine ain't. You know what I'm saying? And this didn't happen overnight, because for a minute there, they was a little entitled and they was a little ungrateful. But that's a story for another show. But what we did was we sat down and we talked about it. We had family meetings. You know what I'm saying? And we had things that we were assigned to in the house, because we all grown. You know, so in my household, you know what I'm saying, we do things as a team. You know what I'm saying? The culture, that's how I was brought up. That was my culture. Family, our music, the things that we did as a whole, as a people, we were much more united back then. Our struggles brought us together. Right now, our only struggle is the struggles we have in amongst each other, because we fight each other all the time, y'all. We do. We fight each other all the time, and all we want is the same thing. I ain't gonna come on here and be preachy, y'all, because that's what my kids say I do. I ain't gonna be preachy, y'all. But I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm going to be as outspoken as I possibly can without offending or hurting nobody's feelings. Because that's a big thing right now. All these sensitive ass motherfuckers is just able to, and I'm not gonna offend nobody, y'all, because I don't want to be canceled before I get out here and spread some of my good messages, my good information. So, you know, as far as being canceled, I'm gonna speak to me. Cancel culture is weird. Cancel culture is weird, y'all. And it's really weird because you can bully somebody on the phone, online, and you can have that person scared, and it's even had kids killing themselves. Meg Thee Stallion got all this money, and last couple months ago, she was crying and thinking about killing herself. Lizzo did a lot of great things, and during the pandemic, she was feeding homeless and handing out all this shit, all the good things. But that's not what we see in our culture. We only seen the bad things that Lizzo was doing, or the bad things that somebody got on here and said. Yeah, the internet, social media tore her right down. These are all great people as far as we know. But the same way we made them great in the spotlight is the same way that y'all felt like y'all could tear them down in the spotlight. And y'all did. Cancel culture is weird, y'all. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna be more, I'm gonna be conscious, y'all, about what I say, so y'all can't cancel me. But I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say too, y'all. I just want y'all to know that. I've been born and raised in the city of Philadelphia, and I have seen so many businesses come and don't, you know, go further and just fade away. So when I see some black businesses from now on, because I want us to uplift one another. So from now on, I'm going to highlight every week 3 black businesses. I don't care where they are, 3. And today's highlighted black businesses are going to be as follows. Loyal_scents by My Everything. She makes the best candles ever. Baby F. Beyond ain't got shit on her. And Herb Fusion Honey. Best flavored honey you could ever buy. And it's locally sourced. She right here from the city of Philadelphia. And then I got one, Teepoxy. Tee Poxy _. All of these businesses can be found on Instagram because that's where I found them, and that's how you can also patronize them. And patronize them for no other reason, y'all, is because if for no other reason except for they're black. Support our folks. Help them be great. That's what we want, right? We want each other to be great. I want for myself what I want for my brothers and sisters, all that. Let's uplift them. And since I'm from the city of Philadelphia, y'all know it's been so much nonsense and violence in this city. The school district has collaborated with the city, and they have got a program called the OST programs, which is out of school time programs, which means out of school, y'all ain't got nothing to do. Now the city got all these programs aligned so that your child from pre-K all the way to 12th grade, and they can all get on these programs. All you gotta do is go on the school district's website and put in OST programs, and it will tell you all the programs and all the benefits of all of these programs, because all you gotta do is go on there and put in your zip code and where you at, and they'll find all different programs for your child. Utilize these programs because it's so many programs in the city that we don't utilize. They could be very beneficial, not only for us, but for our children as well. If we get on board, y'all, with one another, we can't go wrong. But, we still fighting this battle of fighting one another. And that whole crab mentality, we ain't no crabs in the barrel, but that's the mentality that everybody has pushed on us for so long. That's what we, kind of relate to. We ain't crabs. We just trying to keep our heads above water. But if we support one another, it makes it so much easier. No, I ain't going to preach to y'all. No, I'm not going to offend y'all. But I am going to come on here and inform y'all. So I hope that any information that y'all got from me today was beneficial. When I come back on here again, I'm going to be beneficial and informative, and I ain't going to offend nobody because I don't want to be canceled. So I thank y'all, and y'all have a great week. And I'm going to start trying to come back on here again during the week to give y'all some of my relevant information, because by the time I record these programs, by the time y'all get the information, it's no longer relevant. And I want y'all to be informed. I want y'all to be able to use the information. So go on my page, get all these links, and stay informed. And enjoy the rest of y'all night. And I'll see y'all next Sunday at 4 o'clock. Thanks, y'all.